Hey everyone, my name is Mike Andes, and today I'm going to share with you exactly how you take $100 in cash and turn it into enough money to retire on. There's 4 steps. You don't need a degree, you don't need any special skills, and anyone can really do this. Hey everyone, it's Mike Andes, and you're listening to the Business Bootcamp Podcast. A big thank you to today's sponsor, which is Gusto. If you haven't already, go to gusto.com/bootcamp. If you do any sort of payroll and you want to get away from writing out checks on every Friday, definitely want to check out Gusto because you can have an online mobile app for your employees to clock in and out of and then write checks to them virtually, ACH directly into their bank account. All automated. So check it out today. Go to gusto.com/bootcamp and try it out for free for 90 days. The first stage is you're going to basically be selling your time. You're going to exchange your time for money. You're going to become an employee, or you're going to start a service business. So you're going to start with $100, and you could go find yourself a job, or you could go out and buy a rake, buy some shears, start pruning some bushes, or you could buy a mop and some rags and start a janitorial business. Service-based businesses are really simple and easy to get started. You don't need a lot of capital. You don't need a lot of experience. You just need the work ethic to get the jobs done. Go find those jobs, maybe print off a few business cards, but for $100, you can absolutely go get work and get your business started. Now, again, you don't have to go the business route. You can also just go get a job. But the goal here in stage number 1 is to get from $100 to $1,000. And unfortunately, the vast majority of people don't have that $1,000 in cash because they spend it on everything else in life besides actually saving the money. So right here, you've got to get to that first stage, which is $1,000, and you're going to do that by either working at your job, trying to move up inside that position, make more money, or go start a service-based business like mowing lawns, pressure washing, cleaning. All of these are really low barrier to entry and don't require a lot of startup capital. The second stage now is going to be when you sell other people's time. We started with our time, but now we're selling other people's time. In other words, we're an employer. We go out and hire someone, but on an hourly or salary basis, and our goal is to try to sell their time at a profit. And that's what's going to get us from $1,000 in our bank account to $10,000. This is a tough step because it requires now going beyond just you by yourself. Maybe you got a mop and some rags and some dish soap and started a cleaning business, but now you've got to go hire somebody else, maybe part-time, someone to help you on the weekend. Maybe they become a full-time employee, but the goal here is you're selling other people's time, which is essentially like leveraging their time. You can only work so many hours in a day. By now tapping into someone else's time, you can really begin to scale the business. Now, again, you might skip this step if you're an employee. It's not required to get to retirement, but let's keep on moving. The third stage is now where you're going to invest your money into the business or your cash that you've now saved up. Because we went from $100 to $1,000. Now we're at $10,000. Now our goal is how do we get to $100,000 in the bank? Well, if you have a service-based business, now we're going to invest our money into the business. We're going to buy more trucks, more equipment. We're going to hire more people. We're going to do advertising. We're going to create a website. We're going to invest our money now and allow our capital to actually work for us by investing it back into the business. Now, owning a business of this size is by no means easy. However, there are absolutely service-based businesses that do very simple services like mowing lawns and cleaning windows, and they literally can make $100,000 in cash in their bank account, saving that money. So again, we're investing the money into the business. We potentially might even go buy a house, invest that way, but what we're doing is we're investing our own money, our own capital. Now this takes us to the fourth stage, which gets us to much closer to being retired, and that is leverage. That is using other people's money. OP, that's other people's money. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you need investors or partners. What that does mean is you might go get a bank loan to go buy some real estate. You might get a grant from the government to be able to go into a specific type of business venture. These are all ways of using other people's money. This is going to be how you get from $100,000 in cash in your bank to $1 million in cash. And that might seem like way off. But again, every single one of these stages is not easy. It's a matter of putting the work in and putting the time in. Typically, like from a time perspective, you could literally get stage 1 done in a day or 2. And that is, how do I go get some jobs mowing lawns, trimming some bushes, installing some mulch, cleaning some windows, cleaning some gutters out. These are simple services. That can be done in like a day or 2. Step 2, getting to $10,000 in cash in the bank might take you a summer. You're going to hire someone else part-time, get some of your friends to help you on some larger projects, and get more money that way. Stage 3 might take 2 to 3 years to build up where you have several crews, you have more equipment, you've invested that money into the business so it can grow and scale. And now that leads you to the last stage, which is usually the most difficult. Going from $100,000 to $1 million in the bank is going to require you getting loans, getting a real estate loan, taking your capital and starting to really leverage it, starting to actually let your money go to work for you. A great example of this is Grant Cardone. A lot of people know him, so I'm just going to use him as an example, but just about every wealthy individual has gone through these steps. And that is, at first, he was using his time. He was self-employed, he had a service business, he would sell seminars and go travel and do weekend meetings at businesses. Now, the second stage of his career was other people's time. What did he do? He hired other people to make the calls, do cold calling, be in the boiler room, give these calls to other companies and try to sell them on his digital services. Then he went to stage 3, which is he started to invest in real estate. He started spending his money on different types of property, apartment complexes, etc. And now the fourth stage, which he's entered in now and has really blown up how much wealth he has, is using other people's money, other investors, other banks, and really leveraging that capital to actually grow his wealth. So I hope these 4 stages helped you. Just know that even if you do not have a business, you can be in stage 1 and be thinking like an entrepreneur, trying to grow and invest in yourself, trying to help the employer, and then basically skip from stage 1 to stage 4 by investing in real estate, investing in the stock market, and educating yourself to do that is extremely important. And so if you don't own a business, you can absolutely still follow these 4 steps to grow your wealth and retire, starting with just $100. You don't need a degree. You don't need a bunch of money, a bunch of connections. It's not who you know. It's how hard are you willing to work to make this happen.